So Hollywood is about to go on strike, maybe in the next few days, and it's actually a really good thing. So I used to be a member of IATSE, which is basically the Hollywood union that controls everything. If you are a writer's assistant, camera person, set deck person, if you work on set, you probably work in IATSE. IATSE is the union that handles the bargaining power between everybody who works in Hollywood and the major studios. And the major studios are obviously the ones who want to get the most money out of everything. And so right now IATSE is striking because currently people who work on set work 12 to 14-hour days, 6 days a week. They barely get lunch breaks. They barely see their families, and they work this many hours for not very much pay. And it is actually pretty absurd. I was also in the WGA back when there was the whole fire your agents walkout happening, and unfortunately what I saw with that strike is that it didn't really change very much. It seemed like it did, but it didn't. I was also in the industry back when there was the whole Pay Up Hollywood movement of trying to pay assistants more, which kind of brought a little bit of change, but not really. I'm still hearing from a lot of my friends who are still assistants that the working conditions are still bad, the pay is still bad, and nobody can afford rent in Los Angeles, and everybody's on food stamps. So what's about to happen now is that the entire IATSE union just voted for a strike authorization, and if it goes through, then the union will go to the AMPTP, which represents all of the studios, and say, hey, all of our members are cool to strike. Are you sure you don't want to make labor conditions better for our workers on your sets? And then if the AMPTP doesn't say yes or doesn't say anything and is still radio silent, then IATSE will be like, okay, all right, everybody, you got to walk out and strike now. Which means every single set will be losing a majority of the people who work on it. And writers' rooms will have to decide whether or not they want to go without a writer's assistant or script coordinator, or if they want to try to fill the role with somebody who isn't in the union, who will be essentially a scab who will then be filling into a role that is supposed to only be filled by union members. And so there's going to be a whole uproar of things in Hollywood. But here's why it's a good thing. Companies like Netflix are paying people like Shonda Rhimes and Ryan Murphy record level salaries, while still not paying people who are actually doing the work on the sets, like camera people, set decorators, makeup artists, everybody on set, living wages. So if you're a creative, if you're in the industry, now is a good time to start your freelancing career. Now is a good time to think about the creator economy, and I have videos on my profile all about that, along with a course on how to start freelancing.